And it's hot.
The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
Let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Coffee Time with Blind United. Of course, I'm Ed, and it's Wednesday. We got Brittany with us this morning.
Good morning.
And Miss Carol.
Good morning.
And then my brother Pedro, but he's not on these magic buttons. I got to try to maneuver all this stuff by myself. So we're going to get through this one. Good morning, Pedro.
Good morning, guys. I know we had some not technical difficulties, but my items are on limbo right now. They're somewhere in Access headquarters.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't carry it in bags. I'm telling you, that's why I don't want portable stuff. Does that make sense? You know, because if it's portable, you're gonna use it that way, and you get caught up. You can't see it. You get sidetracked. You forget it. Whatever the case may be. But we'll get into another part of that conversation here shortly. But we got two interest groups today. Of course, a brand new one. Pedro and Brittany bringing to us AI for beginners. And then Pedro get a dinner break. And he's coming back at you with his technology group. So I might as well just let you take it from here, Pedro. If you want to tell him about what you're doing today. Oh, I done lost him. He's the one trying to get back in.
Are you able to hear me?
No, I can now. I didn't realize you had fell out.
Oh, my phone. Well, yeah, today's our first lesson for our AI class for beginners. We will be going at a slower pace, trying to get all the little things that you're gonna need to sign up, definitions and different type of other AIs and other things like that. So come along, come join me and Britt as we give you a lesson on AI for beginners, guys. So come on through.
Looking for that. Like I said, he's going to do that one at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And then hopefully if you're out on the East Coast or whatever, you can drop in. I know it's a little late out on you back there, but 8 o'clock better than 9 o'clock, right? His other clock for you guys to be 10 o'clock because it's Texas at 7, but
right.
Right. So, but
yeah, pretty soon I'm gonna change that time to an earlier time too.
Well,
and then for my iPhone class, it's gonna be more of a general talk. It could be an open forum, is what it's gonna be. due to my Mac not being here with me, the class was gonna be about a Mac voiceover beginning for beginners and stuff like that. I was gonna go through some of the techniques that I use, basics on how to navigate and things like that, and how I use the trackpad. But that will be for the next class. But today we're gonna have an open
So,
forum.
so as we're moving forward with Blind United, Pedro, I want to just try to let everybody know what you did to come to that conclusion. Okay, because we're going to be putting a lot of these surveys out, right?
Yeah.
So explain how you use that process to make that decision.
Well, I put out a survey and answers came back in. I gave people multiple choice what they wanted to see in my class, and the two top things were Mac and AI. So from there, we branched out and made an AI class for those that want to join, and people's been registering with the registration form and stuff like that. If you're already with us in our email list, you will get that email also. Um, but we're trying to organize everything better for you guys. We're trying to tailor to our participants in our Zoom interest groups. So stay tuned. You will see more surveys. I'll have more input and more feedback from you guys. And I think that's always good. It's good to get a sense where everybody's at. You know, and
Right. I mean, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a community of, the blind working with the blind, right? But we're all blind united, right? And, if we know what you need, then, possibly we can help you with that. I mean, even if, other folks don't need it at some point as well, there's going to be somebody comes along that's going to need it. I mean, it might be somebody in this what we're seeing in the numbers, y'all. We know y'all are out there. We wish you would communicate with us a little bit more, right?
Say
But
something. Say hi. Say bye. Say I like what you're doing. I don't like what you're doing. Something. Ooh,
all that,
something.
So, but again, I mean, we just, you might see a topic come up. Maybe you're more, susceptible to a survey, So we're just trying to tap into our community, help our community with wherever they're at, in their life at that time. I mean, me and Brittany was talking before we started the stream. And I mean, last night, Andy had his JAWS group, right? And then, I mean, there was a few people. But did you come in there, Carol? I can't remember if you were in.
No,
I know
no, because
Elizabeth
I
was in there.
I don't know John, so I
Right,
don't have a
right.
computer yet.
But I mean, whether it's, 10 people in the room, Andy does his lesson. He shows you a feature of JAWS or whatever, right? With the surveys, you'll be able to tailor more topics related, we know what you want. We'll bring those topics, right? So, but that's the way we're moving, right? But at the same time, at the end, him and one of the other participants, actually one of our scholarship winners, they ended up with basically a one-on-one session, which is helping her make her way through college and in her beginning of her career as a teacher. And was it a TBI, Britt? TBI? How you
It's a
say it?
TBI. That's a teacher of the visually impaired. So
Okay, I
TBI.
always messed that up. TVI. I don't know why it don't stick in my head, but I mean, again, we're here for you. I mean, everybody's volunteering. We just, like I said, trying to build a community of United Blind folks, United Blind clubs, United Blind organizations. I mean, different blind organizations, clubs. There's so many of them. I mean, again, we're not in competition with nobody. We're just out here trying to work together and create one voice. So that's what Blind United is. There I go on my soapbox, right, fellas? Ladies. So, but anyway, so what y'all want to talk about as far as your stuff tonight, or where we going? Let's see where this conversation is going to take us on this day.
mm, what I was reading, I was into some other stuff, but yeah, well, what the AI class, guys, is what we're trying to do is get you familiar with it, with the basics for beginners. and the class might be seasonal, so people could work on their things once the class is done. They are able to get some resources and able to practice their AI prompting and other good things like that. And we're also going to be giving examples of AIs in daily use. I know you guys already familiar with Siri. That's almost like an AI. We are familiar with the smart home speakers, like the HomePod, the A Lady, and the Google device.
all of them.
Yeah, all of
And then,
them.
then don't forget the fact that the new Siri, right? Was it 18? Because we're on 17 now, right?
Yes,
18 is going to have the AI attached to Siri.
yes. So Siri is going to be enabled with a little more AI, and then
Yeah,
that's Apple Intelligence is what they're calling it. And
yeah.
once if it needs to connect to a network, and it's going to be connecting to Chat GPT for other tasks. So you're
Right.
gonna have to know some
You're
prompting,
gonna
and
need
it's
to
not
know about
hard.
this stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
hard. Google already has their AI on their Pixel phone on the latest one. It's already in there. So what else? They have other devices. They have a phone that you could do everything by talking, just talking to it. You could enter contacts. You could do this and that. And it's uh, I think it was made for the blind people also. But this technology is coming. We have Seeing AI, we have Be My Eyes, we have Envision, we have new features that Be My Eyes is going to start introducing. And it's good to know how to prompt this AI so you could get the best answer you can
Right, right,
or
right.
the best description. I know some people like to get the description and post it on Facebook with their photo, and if you could tailor that description to how you want it and concentrate where you want it to concentrate, you could get a very, very good description, tailored specifically to you.
Right. I started playing with that the other night. I went in and, again, because this AI thing is for me as well. Trust and believe. So I started playing with Picture Smart the other day, and I went in and found some photos that I had in on my, my document, my stuff, right, my files. Brittany had fell out. Okay. So, but anyway, I started using that, and like I said, trying to, I got a basic description of what they were. I could just because I know they were family photos and stuff, right? I could kind of guess who they were, but I didn't really get into prompting it too much to try to get more detail. I mean, I did prompt it to tell me, give me a full description of the image or the photo, right? So I was getting a better, just doing that one little simple prompt. I was getting a better a better description than the one it gave me just by the initial read. So I
Yeah.
want to. I need to. I want to use this. I want to do this stuff. So I look forward to it tonight. I'm gonna make sure I record it. I'm gonna make sure we get this stuff up on our audio.com thing. Uh, uh, I got to remember how I put that out there. Was audio.com/Blind United or something like that. Blind United/audio.com.
No.
There's a link in our stuff for it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you go there, all this stuff will be there. That's another thing we want to do. Make sure we have files where you guys can go and refresh, go over them a couple times if you need to. Until you get it. We got to make sure you get it in order for this to work. That's what's wrong with me. I'm not getting something's not connecting right now. So, but I'm working on it. So I read some. Well, I heard something this morning that's interesting, y'all. uh, there's this California Forever project going on out here in California, up in Solano. Okay, and this tech billionaire group has spent $900 million to buy 60,000 acres of basically, like farmland and stuff up there. They done bought up the whole northeast corner of that county, Solano County. Right?
Wow.
But here's what they want to do, according to the article. They want to build their own city and have their own government.
Sounds like it's gonna be. It sounds like it could be prone to corruption.
Well, that's for sure. I totally agree with that one. But no, I wish I would have brought a few more. Whatever, it was actually something I heard on YouTube, right? And again, they just came in and they started buying up land, and then they started getting at the farmers and offering them land, or offering to buy their land at actually inflated prices. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But all that did was raise a red flag for the folks who's been there forever, right? The county government, state government, whatever, like that. So they started looking into it, man. This is, I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's a Project 2025 thing, but it sounds like that. But I'm not gonna say it's gonna be as corrupt as 2025 is, right? I say it's tech. They just want to control everything on their land. As these billionaires trying to create these elite communities.
Let me give you a scenario. Let's say all those billionaires bought all that land. They build all these companies, or they build a company. Now they're going to have their workers move in, and, they're going to pick and choose. You get what I'm saying? They're going to pick and choose who's going to live there. Who knows what is going to be the rules and conditions and terms and things like that. About them making their own government, our government ain't going to stand for that.
Oh, no.
For sure, that's not going to happen. But, it's like Silicon Valley. You see how it happened over there.
Exactly. They made that comparison to exactly what happened there. It was supposed to include the community, but bottom line, it shut the community out. And that's what they're seeing. That's truly what they believe is going to go on in Solano.
And is that legal?
Well, because there's precedence of how they doing it. Again, it's tech doing it. It's
okay.
Tech is so much money in tech.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It is definitely the future, and it's they're paying up. Corporations have been doing this for a while, because there was another little piece in there I didn't know, but just showing other types of corruption, right? The San Francisco Giants, they basically bought they spent $3 million, whatever it is, supporting 3 different city council members.
What?
Bribing. Supporting,
right? Helping them through to getting
into their office,
their stuff through, right? This is what happens, y'all.
Oh.
But no, these folks up here in Solano, though, they are no, we ain't having it. You're not going to come up here and do that. No, if it ain't part of the county and it ain't, basically. No, we got to have housing for everybody up in there, all of that,
Right.
You want to develop the thing, no problem. We welcome the development, but you ain't fitting to exclude yourself from nobody.
No.
And then that aspect of, we want to make our own government. Well, that aspect already hits like, what? You want to make your own government? We already have a government. We had a federal government. And then you're inside of a county. That's another government right there. And you're trying to say, oh, we're going to create our own government. That's already a big red flag. It's like somebody coming from overseas coming inside and say, well, this little corner, I'm going to buy all this up, and this is going to be my new city. This is going to be my new government. It's not going to work like that.
That reminds me of, that scenario reminds me of a movie, RoboCop. Remember how they had
Mm.
the corporate thing that ran their own, is old
Oh,
Detroit, new Detroit, and all that old stuff. OCP, whatever it
yeah,
was.
yeah. There you go. You
Right.
got it right.
Right.
That's what
Right.
that makes me think of. You know what I'm saying?
They thought
Mm-hmm.
they were above the government, straight out.
Exactly. You know. So, but yeah, no, that stuff is
And
crazy.
no one's above the government and the laws. No one's above the laws, not even the president.
No.
Well, that's true.
Well,
That's
that
true. Well, I mean, it's yet to be actually
it proved
verified.
proved right.
Well, as we have somebody that participates with us that used to be a judge or whatever, and like he said, his verbiage is, it hasn't been challenged yet.
Mm, I like that.
Okay, that's his verbiage. It hasn't been challenged yet. So,
It has not been challenged yet. Hey, man,
Mm.
but just this little tidbit of politics. Well, they already ruled, right, that the president's immune, right? Wouldn't it be possible to Joe Biden just start implementing stuff already since he's immune?
but I get what you're saying, but in the political climate today, I believe the Democrats are trying to kind of have a stance that you also have to have the morals not to do that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I know, but they're trying to give it to someone that don't have no morals.
Well, I mean, that's why we're making the point about not letting him in there no more.
Right. That's it.
No more.
Well,
No
it,
more.
it is something major that we need to do. We need to get a Democrat in there because two judges are thinking of retirement. One is a little too old, is already up there. Another one, what the rumor is, he was going to retire on the next after the next election because he thinks Trump's going to be in there, and Trump will pick a very hardcore right judge.
Hmm.
Well, Thomas and Alito, they not leaving until you cut off their paycheck.
They need term limits and they need a code of ethics.
Well, I mean, they got one, Pedro, but they police themselves. I mean, I'm sorry, it's the same issue that society truly has, well, especially inner city, that it has with the police department. Is, internal affairs. They police themselves. You know what I'm saying? So you need outside or, balance. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but when you have the ball in your court, when you have everything going for you, you ain't gonna want to put no restrictions on yourself.
Well, but see, when you recognize the flaws in the current system, that's where you make your amendments. I mean, look at our Constitution. There's been amendments from day one. So when you recognize the flaws in your current system, in an effort to improve your society, right? The community that you're trying to build, that's when you make those amendments. You know what I'm saying? No, all of this, you have to have outside, just like the FDA, right? The Federal Drug Administration, the FCC, Federal Trade, all of that.
Well, with the FDA, they used to do all the research and double check what these companies are doing, but now they just get the results from the company, from the research that the company did. And we do not know, some of these companies might be shady and hold back certain data and give certain results to the FDA and stuff like that.
Well, they'd still have inspectors that show up and
check things out.
In essence, and they just pop up on and they go through your on the spot review. You know what I'm saying? On the spot audit kind of thing.
Because they have to. I mean, look at all the recalls that we're having right now. So that's part of it.
Now, again, on that within Project 2025, a lot of that goes away. Okay, a lot of that goes away. They don't want to put all. That's what smaller government means. That's code for smaller government means less regulation.
And they're trying to break that up by state now, right?
Well, I mean, that's federal. Gotcha. Okay. As far as the abortion thing, they sent that back to the states, of course. There are some states like Texas, they got their own utilities. Well, there's certain things that each state is responsible for.
Right.
But they also had those federal guidelines in various departments. So it's a complex system, but again, when you see the flaws in your system, that's when you fix them. Like we're talking about the Supreme Court right now. Okay, we got 9. Technically, we got 13. What do we call those? Federal districts. Okay. So there should be a federal judge for each district.
Each one of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. That would actually be less work for the court as it is right now, because you got 9 dealing with 13. So if you had number one, you got a larger number. It's still that odd number, but again, you got more of a thought process, right?
Right.
You ain't got 1 or 2 people trying to make decisions. You know what I'm saying? You got to, it's got to make sense.
Right.
You got to get that to that majority number, right? So it just makes more sense, plus that way each of those judges, they can monitor the cases within their federal district, all that kind of good stuff. But and the term limits. So let me
it's almost the half of the hour, but while you're doing that, Monica said good morning, happy hump day. And Tisha said good morning, Carol.
Good
and
morning.
Blind United.
Monica.
As always.
Hey Tina. Hey Monica.
Yep, good morning, Tisha.
Good morning, Tisha.
Good morning, Keisha.
Yeah, so things gotta get fixed. Something gotta happen. But
yeah, a lot of this stuff has got to get fixed. So let me go ahead and hit these buttons, and then we'll talk again on the other side. Maybe some more about this, maybe about something else. Who knows? We'll find out.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. Blind United.
You are cordially invited to Blind United's Spooky Evening on Saturday, October 26th, 2024, from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Veteran Foreign War Post 2070, VFW, 825 South Magnolia Avenue, Monrovia, California, 91016. Cross Street is Chestnut. Come and enjoy a fun, spooky evening with games, a costume contest, and Halloween treats with friends and family. 825 South Magnolia Avenue. Cost per adult $25, children 5 to 13 $15, children 4 and under free. The meal will include hot links and a grilled chicken sandwich, chips, potato salad, soda, water, and cupcakes. A cash bar will be available. Door prize drawings will be held throughout the event. Deadline to turn in money is Thursday, October 10th, 2024. You can sell your money to Blind United Incorporated at blindunited2022@gmail.com. All children must be accompanied by an adult to the restroom. For more information, you may contact F.A. Chandra Howard at 909-774-6290 or Cheryl Thurston at 909-821-9589.
All right.
Popcorn. We're going to have popcorn.
Don't forget the popcorn. There you go, Brittany.
I knew it was something we were supposed to put on the agenda for last night. Britt, why you didn't say nothing, baby?
I totally forgot, man. That
okay.
I don't know.
We're gonna have to work that out. Also, I want to do a quick shout out to George and Lulu. One of their children is ill and needs surgery. So that's why George hasn't been with us the last few days. But I just want to send a shout out to them and hope that they
send
get
them our well wishes.
Their little puppy. Yeah. Well, and let me explain. I'm saying their children. And for those of us that know them, let me just put it out there. Their children are little dogs. They have dogs. They don't have kids. So one of their little puppy dogs is ill. So, but you know how people get attached to their dogs.
Of course. So, of course.
You know, so, but we do wish them well real soon.
Real soon.
On that note, yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Please, if you're not registered, go get registered. Okay. Was it vote.org, vote.com, one of them?
Just please vote. We're not telling you who to vote for. We're just telling you to vote. We're just telling you do your research, make up your own opinion, read things for yourself. There's Google, there's all types of things. You could Google Project 2025 and see what that's all about. You can also, look at Kamala, see what she's all about. You may agree with her, you may not. I don't know. But whatever you do, just vote, have your voice be heard. We don't care who you vote for, just as long as you vote.
Because it does count.
Yeah, it does count. I mean, again, like I said, just do your own research. I mean, it would, but I believe that, if everybody out there, it's actually hard to believe that less than half of Americans actually vote.
That's
sad. You know what I'm saying? That's really, really sad. But
it is.
But again, if we can encourage anybody to go get registered, do your research. I'm sure that you would make an informed choice. You ain't got to listen to me. You can listen to somebody else as well. But get all the facts. Don't just get it from one area. That's the thing. Like Brittany says, if you do a Google thing, Google gonna bring up all kind of them. I mean, you have a selection of sources to check this information from.
Ed and Pedro, I have a stupid question. How do you know that you're not getting misinformation when you're Googling or, right now there's a lot of campaign ads for both parties on social media. How do you know that you're not receiving misinformation?
Myself personally, from the variety, I just, and what makes sense to me. I mean, what I see going on. I mean, you don't, when you see work being done, right? You see things getting better, whatever, right? You remember what they were, back 3-4 years ago, right? 5 years ago, really, and beyond, because he was there for 4, right? And it was ugly. It was really, really ugly, but you can, for me, Pedro, I mean, again, you can help me out, but I mean, for me, I can tell the truth from a lie. I don't know. Maybe it's something inside or just my beliefs. Go ahead.
When they tell you the gas was lower under Trump, well, no one was driving because the pandemic. was happening. That's what the Castro.
Well, let me throw another point in there on that one, Pedro. Let me throw another point in there on that one. When Trump took over, Obama had already gotten oil costs down to less than $1 a barrel. Okay. They always want to point that we're not producing whatever. We produce to bring prices down. I mean, you know what I'm saying? When the world market wants to run it back up. Now, when Trump took over, what did he do? He told them, well, number one, you're dealing with the pandemic, but in the very, very beginning, the oil companies was complaining about the low prices, right? And what did he tell them? It's about supply and demand. If you quit producing, you're going to create a demand, and therefore you justify, increasing the cost.
And that's him giving game to outsiders that don't benefit the country. Number two, also, when it comes to spotting things, in my opinion, is when you read articles and they have these links that tell you, oh yeah, this and that. Look, check, they provide a link. Follow the links, and that link will lead you to the next article where they got the information from, and then you could keep digging, and you could come to a conclusion if it's fake or not. Meaning, if they have a narrative, or it was written a certain way, or kept out, like for the Post, it's owned by Jeff Bezos, and Kalama said she's gonna go after inflation. Well, the Post wrote a article saying, how is she gonna do that? Boom, bashing her. But who owns the Post? You know what I mean?
Right.
They didn't say nothing good about her policy, like, oh, this is gonna help Americans. Nothing. They were just bashing her because they're owned by a certain person. You know what I mean? So you gotta do your diligence. You gotta get your news from different sources. Follow the
even
money.
Some of these news places, CNN, MSNBC, they're biased too. Fox, it's biased.
That's right.
Now, on that, keep in mind for more independent news sources. Listen to what is the Young Turks. You know about them?
I've heard of them.
They're really to the left, though. Just to give a heads up to folks.
Well, no, I mean, I see them, they give credit where credit due when the right does something right. And I've seen them really criticize. I mean, they was hard on Biden. They really was, but him, I mean, now Brian Tyree Cohen, he's definitely way to the right. Or to the left.
The left, yeah. He's
definitely way to the left, But
and Paul commented, he said that he just got a notification on his from the news that the Biden administration is investigating Russia for putting out false information.
Well, I mean,
that's not what they should be investigating about information. They need to investigate certain business connections to certain wealthy individuals that are in government
right now. That's right.
Look, when you have an ex-president, I was on the phone with this other leader from another nation discussing policy, and you're not in office. Ooh. You're not. You might be running for office, but ain't that some espionage laws or something against that? By any chance?
Yeah, of course. That's why they went after him for his documents. The documents thing.
He had him in his spot. That's right.
He took national secrets. He took, as far as the nuclear defense stuff and the plans that the Pentagon and have made up in case they have to invade somebody
attack someone. That's
all that kind of stuff.
No, but that aside, yes, we know that. I'm saying, if I will pick up the phone, because he's a citizen right now, right? If I will pick up the phone, call Putin and start discussing things about the country back and forth and say, yes, I'm going to be running for office. There is a big contradiction there. There's a big
the thing of it is the blatantness of him. He just admitted the other day in another interview that, he talking about being indicted for inciting the rest of, the insurrection, right? And then he said he admitted that he had every right to do it.
Yeah, but I understand that is
okay. I mean, my point being the blatantness of him admitting his crimes and not being prosecuted is the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem, because it seems like if it was any other person, they would have been in jail already. They would
Oh
have been in jail.
yeah.
If it was a
And
Democrat,
I've
if
never heard of the president having immunity. I've never
if
heard
it
of that.
yeah,
The
and
bullet
if it was
they
a
never
Democrat,
have. They've never. It's never been even presumed.
yeah, because
I've heard of diplomats having it, but the president
Well,
over us, no.
and theirs is just, again, they can. It's crazy the way they do them diplomats, but and you got to
Right.
be careful about that. That's why you have to be. That's when we start getting in United Nations and all that stuff, because that if we don't have no relationship with you, you're not finna have no embassy in our country.
True.
yeah,
True.
yeah, but it seems like he's able to get away with a lot of stuff, a lot of slurring, a lot of this and that. But when it comes to to Miss Harris, right, to our vice president, she has to be super perfect. Otherwise, she's getting criticized left and right. She's getting criticized for everything. And this dude could be over there nodding off in court, could be slurring his words, could be talking. He could be making no sense. And it's like
lying about crowds that
they
he
don't tell him
spoke
nothing.
in front of.
But no, they tell him, but he does what he wants to do. That's the problem. He is out of control. Nobody can control him.
No.
You understand what I'm
Arrogance,
saying?
ego,
That's the
out of
problem.
control.
He's just out of control. He's a narcissist that believes that he's right in everything he does.
Yeah.
He has the right to do whatever he wants to do. I mean, he said it long before the justices. He said he had so many politicians in his pocket. This is where I feel, right. He spent his early career paying off politicians. Okay, he was a developer. You gonna tell me that man wasn't paying off politicians?
Of course he was.
Okay,
and
so now
threaten them along the way if they didn't follow.
But once he get that information on him, he got him, right? So that's what I mean. So he had all of these politicians in his pocket. When he decided he was going to run for president, as he was running for president, he was talking about his popularity. He said he could literally shoot somebody on Manhattan or in Manhattan or whatever and get away with it. And that's basically what he was telling us, that he had so many politicians in his pocket. Look at what's been going on.
Let's stop there. That straight sounds like a mob boss.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Straight up mob boss line right there.
Okay, and this is why Atlanta's going after him for racketeering.
I was talking to someone, and they were like, I can't vote for somebody to be in office that if they got into, let's say, for example, Rite Aid, and if they run into the ground, I wouldn't elect that person into no kind of government position. And I had to bring up the orange man and tell him, look, 80 to 90% of his business has gone underwater. You know what they told me? Well, that's already his businesses. He still kind of came on top. And you know what I told him back? Well, if he came out on top, everybody else under him didn't got paid, got left out in the blue, and they lost. It's not like no one lost. If his businesses failed, the people that invested lost. The people that were going to those schools or whatever, doing those programs, lost.
All the contractors for the buildings and development projects. I mean,
they all lost.
How narcissistic can you be that you're gonna build 2 casinos in the same city? You're creating your own competition. No wonder they fail, fool. You
Arrogance.
Think you turn the corner of the market when you're creating your competition against yourself.
Arrogance.
That now you'd have went and bought all of them other casinos secretly, right? And didn't want to plaster your name all over them, right? But no, again, this is what he's doing. I mean, he's got all these judges in place. I mean, from day one, look at where they, what was his name? What's that other boy? Moscow Mitch McConnell. When Obama was leaving office, still had a year to go. They wouldn't let him appoint a justice, right? And then as soon as Trump came in, he put his justice in there, right? And then at the end of Trump's term, the old girl died or whatever it was. Or what did Trump do? No, it was less than 6 months before the election. So I mean, again, that's what allowed him to get all them. Look at the girl.
Everybody he wanted.
Look at the woman, the judge that dismissed his case in Florida. He appointed her.
Yeah,
that's a lifetime job.
She should have recused herself, but they're not. That's why I'm saying, like.
But see, now let's go here. There's a lot of other judges that have been ruling against him that he appointed. Okay, so I will give some of them credit. Not all of them are dirty.
Some of them are, some of them are turning against him. That is
true. So I won't give credit where credit due.
Well, they're following the law. You know what I mean? It's not turning against them. They're following the law. They're not bending the law for him. You know what I mean?
Right. They're what do they call them? Protectors of the law or something like that. That. Right, the jurors of the law.
Gotcha.
So, but no, I mean, it's about pay attention. I mean, you see what's going on. I mean, I can't see. Come on, you guys can see this stuff. What's all this visual stuff that he's talking about? I mean, it don't make no sense to me, but I can't see it. But I mean, the proof is in the, I mean, if it's as blatant as what he says, right? I mean, come on. I don't, I didn't see the mall when he did the January 6th thing. I don't know if the people were stretched all the way back to the Washington Monument or not. Okay. I mean, he says they were. Everybody else says they wasn't. I don't know.
Plus, what I was gonna say? Oh man, I lost my thought.
Remember, he had more people than Martin Luther King. That's what he said.
No, what can he say? He has a thing for crowd size. But Monica said that she can't wait for the debate on Tuesday.
That's what, next week, right? On
next Tuesday.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to that myself. So, hold on, what we got on that night?
And also, if a Democrat was selling sneakers, selling NFTs, selling Bibles, you know how many attacks from the right they be throwing back at the Democrats? Like, y'all just selling stuff, y'all being this, y'all being that. You know what I mean?
What about the way he is desecrated the American flag by putting his name on it?
Yeah.
That's like
basically saying this is the land of Trump. Basically.
Trump's America. That's what he's saying. Trump's America. He didn't branded our flag.
What a fucking nasty brand, honestly, in my opinion. And basically what he's saying, guys, is not saying Trump land. He's saying it's for the elites, the country for the elites. Because he's always been an elite with a silver spoon in his mouth.
Let's go here. Just to bring this full circle before we get out of here, right? We already know Trump is an asshole, so I'm sorry. Bring this back around full circle. We was talking about earlier, these elites, what they're trying to do up there in Solano.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I mean, those folks, even though they might want to live liberally, this is why they're trying to commit their own community, they still going to go with him because why? They're elites.
Yeah. Plus, he will give them tax cuts. He's gonna deregulate the EPA, the one for the workers, for the worker laws that set the guidelines. He's gonna defund the school, the Department of Education, because why? He's trying to say, well, less red tape, more we could do. No, less guides and less red tape. The more damage these elites can do and get away with it and not care about us, the poor class. Because we don't have resources to fight back. And if you have somebody in government that's what he wants, it's gonna be more tougher. You know, a lot of people, what I hear is, oh, I had money in my pocket under Trump. Yeah, he gave tax cuts for like a year or two, but the tax cuts are gone. Those tax cuts for the rich are still there. For those elites, it's still there. It's not going away until they get recalled and get
That's it.
voted off. Why you couldn't make the permanent tax cuts for the poor class or the lower class, let's just say. But he didn't do that because he was really concentrating on giving the elite a tax cut. That's how Amazon got a federal rebate for the income tax. They paid zero and got a rebate. Like, how does that work when you're a billion-dollar company, right?
Multi-billion, not billion,
Yeah,
multi-billion.
multi-billion. And all these large corporations got a tax refund, guys. And most of them paid zero under Trump's presidency because of what he passed. You
All of that. I
you
mean, like
think
this.
those companies should get our money? That money is from the taxpayers. It's not from the government. That's our money coming out of our pocket, going into their pockets to line what they want. And we work hard for that money. Most of them, they just sit there and just
So what
count the
most
money.
people are talking about now is just the stimulus. Well, we got stimulus. We got stimulus. Didn't you get your stimulus?
Okay, look, that little old funky $2,000 a year ain't doing nothing for me. I mean,
It's gone. It's
in
gone.
today's world, I mean, that's like $20 back when I was 16.
Right.
Yeah, $2,000 is nothing. I mean, it's a lot to owe somebody, but honestly, you can spend $2,000 easily. I mean, you can't even get a 1 bedroom in Claremont for $2,000. You can't even get a studio in parts of LA for $2,000. I mean, it is so expensive to live right now.
That part, and because why? These folks have got full reign. The government under Trump especially got so corrupt that those federal agencies, right, have look at what they're doing. That was it the Federal Trade Commission? They're allowing all of these mergers and stuff to where you got 2-3 companies owning, 99% of a particular style of business.
Particular sector, and
they're able to control the price. They have conversations with each other. It's just crazy.
It's like cable, man. Look, cable keeps getting more expensive, and the way I look at cable is gonna be going out the window soon. And I don't know how they could still support their line to continue raising prices on cable channels and cable packages, whatever, right? When a lot of people under 20, they don't even watch TV. They don't even own cable. They're online.
Mm-hmm.
These streaming services are starting to be expensive too, like Netflix, Hulu, all that.
Let's also bring something else into the light where cable, we may be misunderstanding what's going on with cable. Cable is generally always your internet provider as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so regardless whether you buy their TV package or not, you got to be connected to the internet, and don't nothing beat an actual connection. I'm sorry, wireless is coming. It's the future, but right now, cable is the way to go. I mean, being plugged in is the way to go.
Well, it's
your better connection. I'll just put it.
Before it was like kind of like a privilege type thing, but now in today's world in 2024, it's a right. You need it for school. You need it to look up at your bank account. You need it for your students. You need it for homework, all kinds of stuff. So
for security.
Well, I mean, again, and all that means it needs to be a public utility.
Exactly.
Right. So I mean, just like the water and the gas and electricity and all that other boo boo. So.
Well, what were you saying, Brittany, about the gaming?
No, she was
No,
saying
I
about
was
the
saying that
streaming.
Netflix and Hulu and all that stuff,
Oh,
like
streaming. Okay.
the streaming. I mean, if you like, let's just say you have Netflix and it's what is it, like $15-$20 a month now?
The 15 for the
So
single person. And think about this. Now they tell you, look, you were paying 15 or 12, whatever it was, right? Let's go back to when it was 12, right? Now you pay 15, but you still get commercials. You still get ads. What's up with that?
well,
So
let me go
I'm
ahead.
already
Like you said,
paying you, and you're sticking me with more ads, and you're making more money. Like,
yeah.
what's going on? And if it was like that, if you're gonna start showing ads, make the service free and just put these commercials then. Basically.
I mean, again, and originally, let's go here. When it came to streaming and the cable and all that in the very beginning, right? It was about you was stepping away from network TV with commercials into, a premium package where there were no commercials. It was just
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
movies
yeah.
or
That's what
comedy
you were
shows.
paying for.
I
That's
mean,
what
the
you were
only
paying for. No
advertisement you would
commercials.
get would be of upcoming things on that particular channel.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
That's
but
right.
it was never any product identification, and
No.
none of that. So, but
No,
And
you were
then it
paying for the
changed,
fact of
and
not having commercials. And
but
now,
now
like you say, you're paying.
also look at it. I know, Brittany, is your thing done this? So in our bank app, we got this AI, right? And it calculated all of my subscriptions for the year.
Mm.
I was shocked to see how much it was.
Yeah, no, I did that yesterday. Well, because I was doing the treasury report for Blind United, and I wanted the AI to do it, or the AI to like give me,
a
what are we spending
breakdown.
money on, right? And instead of doing Blind United's account, it did my account. Boy, was I surprised! I was like, "Whoa, that's what I'm spending money on." But that's a whole other story.
Hey, at least you get an overall picture of what you're spending on, and you could probably cut back on certain things because, man, the way things are looking is getting higher. It's like no one is overlooking, no one's overseeing it, no one
Mm-mm.
has an eye on it and thinking about the American citizen.
No, that is very
and
true.
and and,
Because that's the way
and
they get us. If you're only spending $20 a month, you think, okay, that's nothing. But then when you add it up and think
That's
about it throughout the year, you're like, oh shit. Oops.
that's 240.
Yeah. You're like, oh my God, I could use that on groceries.
and here's my hopes. An old girl's speech, she made the comment about an opportunity economy. And for me, that means that number one, we have to create opportunity. And when you have two or three corporations controlling over 90% of a particular category, there's no opportunity there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
therefore, to open that back up, I think that's what she means. She's going to break all that stuff up, and no, well, you got two or three major home builders that are doing all of the development, and they already
Hmm.
realize it's about supply and demand. The slower they build the houses, the more the houses cost because there's a demand for housing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
I mean,
we do need a
opportunity.
bowling ball to knock up the
The
pins. We really do.
that's
So,
why she keeps getting attacked by the elites, guys. When
of
someone gets
course.
attacked by the elites, it's something they're doing right.
Right. That's right. That's
So
right.
again, this is what I believe, and this is my hope for the country. This is why I'm voting for her, right?
Me too.
So again, that's just what I believe. So
Yeah.
I need
that's
a
I
bowling
mean,
ball to break up the pins. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Scatter them all over the place so that we
And,
can just have a clear lane to start
and
something
who
new.
better? Who better than a prosecutor to be watching these criminals?
Right.
These people that want to get a upper hand on the American citizen. Who better than a prosecutor that knows the law, that is educated? Okay, that knows how to present the what she's trying to do. She's able to present it, give us a couple of details. Well, the other side only tells you, lower prices, tax cut. How? Just believe me. Just believe me.
Right. Just believe me. Just, all you need to do is get me in office. I'll fix everything.
Yeah, and
blind people
believing
do pay taxes, right? Don't we pay taxes, blind people?
we all pay taxes
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's right. But there's
Everybody
so
pays
many
taxes.
that
Yeah,
think we
blind
don't.
people pay taxes
Yes,
too, you
we
guys,
do.
more than you
That's
would ever
right.
know.
More than you know.
Anyway, Monica said that Pedro and Monica are gonna have pizza and popcorn at their house for the debate. So party at Monica and Pedro's if you want to go.
Hey, you're welcome,
watch the
Brittany.
debate.
You're welcome too, eh?
I got to jump on Delta.
Well, I mean, what does anybody know what time it comes on? I don't even know because again, that's y'all. I think that's y'all ladies' night.
Can we just like watch the debate together on Zoom? We could like
sounds good.
We can like share the screen. I don't know. Somebody can.
It's y'all's ladies' night. It's y'all's ladies' night.
Whatever y'all want to do. Don't mind giving up their night. This is for America.
Right. That's right.
Well, again, I don't have a problem with it. So on that note, y'all reach out info@blindunited.org and let us know. Do you want Lady Nights to be a debate party? You know what I'm saying? And
maybe Pedro can create a survey. You guys,
that's what I was just thinking right there.
Because we don't know what you guys want. Look, I want to tell you guys that we started Blind United because we want to help the blind community, but we don't know what the blind community needs. The blind community is not a monolith. I mean,
we got our opinion because of our experiences.
Right, but we don't know. So if you guys fill out these surveys, we can know what you guys want, and then we can better serve you.
That's all we want to do is try to serve you and give you what you want. And I mean, again, there's certain things we do know because of our experiences, but we're now moving into trying to, personally identify you and help you where you're at, so that's what these surveys are about. And, because you're part of the community, we want to make sure we help everybody out. So, we're going to get at us, info@blindunited.org. Let me know. Well, that sounds like a great idea. If everybody's down, I'm down. You know how we do this. It ain't me. It ain't Pedro. It's us. It's all of us. It's Blind United. Whatever the crew say we do, that's what we do. So on that note, it's past 10 a.m. right now. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one. Brittany says she won't be with us tomorrow. So she's got an appointment. So we all have things to do from time to time. And again, I guess it's going to be a really short week because I got my chapter meeting on Friday, unless you're going to do this by yourself Friday on Pedro. Maybe you and Carol, and maybe we can talk Georgia coming in and hanging out with you if you want to do that. If not, we'll figure it out by tomorrow, I guess. But on that note, hey, it's been fun. Monica, Paul,
everybody, Tisha, Paul, all of you guys, we love you guys. We appreciate you. And donate to You Can Give. That's it.
Yeah, don't forget You Can Give. Okay. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Have a great day.